How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I just made my largest Bitcoin buy in months, in about 3 months, and it was 10 times the size of the last Bitcoin buy that I did, around $21,000. I'm buying now around $27,000. There are three main reasons for that. I want to break it down for you here today. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in the market, that I think it's a pretty convincing time to be adding to your position. But I also want to thank Flexispot. We'll talk more about that later. Now, if you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn that bell notification so you can see future videos just like this. As you can see, Bitcoin is up a little bit on the day, but over the last 30 days, it's down. This is the first month in May that we've been down all year. It actually fell down about 8% throughout May. And this is at the same time that other similar risk profile stocks and indices have been going up. The Nasdaq's up 10% in 1 month. Tesla is up 33%. Google up 18%. These are very similar risk assets. To be honest, I think Bitcoin's riskier than these other assets pretty significantly. But typically when we see these types of stocks, tech stocks, move up, that are further down the risk curve, we typically see Bitcoin move up, and we have not been seeing that right now. And there could be a couple different reasons for that, whether it's just bear market year, it's boring, people don't pay attention as much, institutions aren't buying right now. There's choke point 2.0 right now too. There are a lot of reasons why Bitcoin price hasn't been moving that much recently, but I think this is a pretty good time to be buying. One reason is just there is a lot of FOMO. There's a lot of FOMO in stocks like this, right? We're seeing big moves, and some of these were undervalued, severely undervalued. And these are actually some of my top holdings in stocks. I have more stocks than I have crypto, and Tesla and Google are literally my two top positions, along with Amazon. So 3 of the best performing stocks of the year in the S&P 500, I hold large positions in, and they're all moving, but Bitcoin isn't. The best time to be buying these stocks were a few months ago, like when Google had all this fear around $85, $90, or Tesla when it hit $100, right? Those were the best times to be buying. The best time to be buying Bitcoin, I think, is probably around now, right? There's not much excitement, not many people watching, and I have proof of that here in a second. There could be further downside. People are worried about that. And I'm not saying to go all into Bitcoin by any means, but I think now's a pretty good time to be buying. Like I said, typically things move up and then something gets left behind and then it moves up and then the other thing gets left behind and it just kind of moves like that. And we've seen the whole risk on asset market move up pretty fast, while crypto's just been kind of left in the dust this month. Now, I want to thank Flexispot, but then there are a couple other really big reasons that I want to be buying Bitcoin right now. Now, before we go any further, I want to thank partner of the channel, Flexispot. So this is actually my third desk that I've gotten from them. And this is fantastic because, as we know, during the pandemic, if you work at home, it can be really hard on your body to just sit down all day. And these are movable. These are adjustable. This desk moves from 28.3 inches up to 47.6 inches within seconds. It has a quick install. It only took me about 15 minutes by myself, which I'm not super handy. It's only a few parts, and they have USB charge ports. They have a child lock. They have a drawer on this one. I love these desks, which is why I have 3 of them. And if you want a chair to actually sit in, their ergonomic office chairs are fantastic. I feel like furniture is so expensive these days, but this is actually affordable. The ergonomic chair is $230 right now on Amazon. So I would get one of these. I actually use these when we don't have enough chairs in the house, and I take this for myself because I love this chair. You can lean back in it. So definitely check out the links underneath the video to Flexispot, and let's get back to the video. Now, another reason that I want to be buying Bitcoin right now was because no one's really watching it. If you look up some of the top Bitcoin channels on YouTube, people aren't paying attention. We're seeing really low view numbers. I realized even in the last 2 weeks, my views have been going down pretty fast compared to where they were even just a few weeks ago, or a month ago, 2 months ago, when people were talking about meme cryptos, or when there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And even when we're moving up or down, people are wondering if we fall down a lot, whether they should be buying, or if it's going up a lot, whether it's too late to buy. Right now, when you just slowly trickle down for a month, no one really cares. And you can see that in views, or you can see that here on Google Trends. 19 is the lowest value that we've seen in the last year. We've seen 20, 21, all the way up, obviously, to 100 because it bases it off of the top viewed time. If we look in the last 90 days even, this is the lowest point. You can just see it downtrending over time. Less and less people are paying attention. This is a good time to be buying crypto because no one cares about it. And I'll be honest, even though I hold these stocks, right, I still feel FOMO that I didn't buy more. I could have bought more, but I didn't. I had some cash on the sidelines. This is typically a time where you want to be buying like the stocks that are moving up the most instead of the things that have been really boring and doing nothing. And that's exactly when you should be buying something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin also is, I think, the least risky of all the cryptocurrencies. Maybe it doesn't have the best upside. There are going to be a lot of cryptos that outperform it, but maybe the best risk to reward ratio of all of crypto, especially if you're a little bit less if you're a little bit more risk averse, if you're a little bit less risky, Bitcoin, I think, is a better option for you in investing. Now, another thing is we're starting to see this Fed change, this switch that was flipped where now it looks like we are not going to have any more rate hikes. Now, some people would argue we have to hike again, at least 25 basis points, but now there's about an 80% chance we won't see that. We've been seeing the whole market rally because of this. We've been seeing inflation come down. We've been seeing a really strong labor market, really tight labor market. We've seen the Senate raise the debt ceiling. So what's this all mean? It means that they're eventually going to pause rate hikes, then eventually start probably bring interest rates down, printing more money again. And as we know, when the Fed prints, when global M2 money supply goes up, Bitcoin goes up. This is the same thing for other assets like the S&P 500. But what we see with Bitcoin is it moves up much more aggressively. Now, the reason I say that I'm buying before June 14, that is the day that the Fed has their next rate hike decision. We have CPI the day before, and I think that's a pretty good time to be buying beforehand because if the Fed really does pause, that will cause a massive change in the market. Now, of course, the market always prices these things in ahead of time, which is why I'm buying earlier, like today. And anything can happen in the next couple weeks. But I think people would take that as a sign, hey, the Fed really is done. Assuming we have good inflation numbers, good jobs data, and that all continues to improve, the Fed's really done. And we're going to get back to that same environment that printed a crap ton of money. And it's going to be off to the races for Bitcoin again. And I realize that is a calculated bet. This is investing. Might not be right for everyone. But I have been waiting a long time to buy Bitcoin. I think this is a pretty good time to be buying. I waited a long time after Bitcoin went above the 200-week moving average. The last time I bought was actually early March because we actually fell down to about 20,000. And that was a pretty good time, I thought, to be buying right in here. I literally picked it up in this few day range, and then we spiked up. We spiked up so quick, I thought, okay, we're already up, 70%, 80% on the year. I'll just hold off. But now we've come down. We've come down about 10% or so. We've been boring. No one's paying attention. It looks like the Fed's going to start printing money here again the rest of the year and raising the debt ceiling, flipping the script on rates, and we have the halving coming up in less than a year. So this is not a short-term play. I fully understand that Bitcoin could fall down another 20, 30, 40, 50%, right? I don't think that's going to fall down 50%, but it could, right? I realize that could happen. And in that case, I'll dollar cost average more. I've waited a long time to actually dollar cost average. Like I said, I bought a lot all throughout here, all the way here. And then I stopped when we moved up. Now I just see it as a good value opportunity when everything else is moving. As I said, everything else is moving. Eventually, Bitcoin will move too. It's kind of like a rubber band. If you connect two different things and then move one up, the other one can stay down for a while. But as this one keeps on coming up, it's going to rebound up. So I like Bitcoin, but let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Do you think I should have waited longer? Do you think I should not be buying at all? Let me know if you're buying in the comment section. Again, thank you to Flexispot. Check them out underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.